So what if I told you there's this one simple English structure that can instantly show the connection between almost any two things? It's honestly one of the most powerful tools for getting your point across, and it all starts with a little phrase you've definitely heard before, right? You've probably heard this a million times. The more, the better. The basic idea couldn't be simpler. As one thing goes up, something good also goes up. It's just a really straightforward way to say you want a lot of something. And this is the perfect example. More syrup equals more happiness. It's a simple, direct relationship. But what happens when things get a little more complicated? Exactly. I mean, if you say the more the better here, it kind of sounds like you want to fill your entire living room with like 5 sofas, which is probably not what you're going for. So the key is we need to be more specific. We've got to upgrade our formula. This is where we level up. To make our meaning crystal clear, we need to add some descriptive words, adjectives, into the mix. This is how we go from wanting 5 sofas to wanting one absolutely perfect sofa. Okay, so here's the main rule, and it's all about how long the adjective is. And we measure that in sounds or syllables. For short adjectives, with just one sound like hot or fast, we just add to the end. But for longer ones like comfortable, we use the word more in front of it. Let's go back to our sofa problem. The word comfortable is a long adjective. It's got 3 sounds, so we just plug it into that second formula. The more comfortable the sofa, the better. See? Now it makes perfect sense. You don't want more sofas, you want more comfort. And here's the other side of that coin. Hot has just one sound, so it's a short adjective. We wouldn't say the more hot, right? We use our other formula and say the hotter the weather, the better. Pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, so you've got the basic rules down. Now let's really master the details and look at a few special cases and some of the trickier combinations you might run into. So what do you think? Spicy. It has 2 sounds. Spicy. So does that make it long? Or should we treat it as short? This is a really good test of the rule. And here's the catch. It's a special case. Any adjective that has 2 syllables and ends in the letter Y actually acts like a short adjective. Words like happy, easy, and spicy all follow this special Y rule. You just drop the Y and add ER, which means the correct answer is the spicier the food, the better. See? Now you're really starting to get the hang of this. But what happens if the second part of the sentence isn't just the better? Well, we can actually build much more complex ideas by applying these rules to both halves of the sentence. Think about a roller coaster. Okay, the first adjective is fast. That's a short one. The second is exciting. That's a long one. So now we just combine the 2 different formulas we've learned. And there you have it. The faster uses the short adjective rule, and the more exciting uses the long one. This is how you can connect pretty much any 2 ideas you want, no matter what kind of adjectives you're using. But there's one more big twist coming. So far, everything has been about things going up together. More of this equals more of that. But life isn't always like that, is it? Sometimes when one thing goes up, another thing actually goes down. Yeah, think about it. Is a more crowded event always a more enjoyable experience? I think for a lot of us, the answer is a definite no. So, how do we express that kind of opposite relationship? This is where the less comes into play. It's the total opposite of the more, and it is super powerful. You can show that as one thing increases, another thing decreases. The more crowded, the less enjoyable. So, the big takeaway here is you now have two major tools in your toolkit: more for when things go up, and less for when things go down. And the best part is you can mix and match them however you want to describe almost any relationship you can think of. All right, we've covered all the pieces of the puzzle. Let's put it all together now. I think seeing these patterns all side by side is really the best way to make them stick in your head. Think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet. Here are all four possible combinations you can make: more, more, less, less, more, and less, less. Each one tells a completely different kind of story, and it really shows you the true power and flexibility of this whole structure. And here's just one last super relatable example for you. The later you go to bed, the more tired you feel the next day. I mean, it's a perfect cause and effect relationship that we all understand, and this grammar just captures it perfectly. And let's end on this one because it's not just a great example of the grammar, it's also true. This whole structure isn't just some random rule to memorize, it's a tool you can use to express complex ideas really, really clearly. So the real question is, what connections are you going to make with it? Because trust me, the more you use it, the more natural it's going to feel.